This is the first time I've used a teleprompter, and I'm making a video that is an idiot's guide to using a teleprompter. It won't be overly complicated because I don't know very much. First question, do you need a teleprompter at all? It turns out that many content creators on YouTube do use teleprompters, and it's a good thing if you can't tell. Creators say that using a teleprompter actually saves them a lot of time by cutting back the time required for filming and editing. Second question, what is a teleprompter? Are there different kinds? Yes, there are basically two categories, and either can be a good choice. On the left, you see the first category, which are lightweight and mount on the lens of the camera. The second category on the right are rack-mounted, and separate parts of the rack hold the video tablet in front, the box in the middle, and the camera in the back. Let's look at the first category in more detail. These are simple teleprompters that are basically plastic boxes with a mirror that clamp onto your camera lens. The most popular is probably the Parrot, which is a box about 5 by 5 inches that holds a smartphone to show the script. Another model is the Desview T2, which is a little bigger, but it lets you use a tablet as large as a mini iPad, and it gives you a wider angle of view for the camera lens. I happen to have a mini iPad, and I found the Desview T2 was a good choice. I'm using one right now. What do they cost? Both the Parrot and the Desview are around $100. And there's more. Both the Parrot and the Desview come with a handheld Bluetooth device that lets you control the start, stop, and speed of the script. That can be an advantage, but it's also potentially a distraction for you as a speaker, especially if you're already controlling a PowerPoint slide. I said there were two categories. The other category is rack-mounted models. These may start around $100, but there seems to be a sweet spot around $199, like the models here. The rack mounts on a tripod, and the rack holds three things. It holds a smartphone or tablet in front. Then in the middle, it holds a vertical frame with the shadow box in the mirror. And in the back, there's a secure mount for your camera. I've used a Prompter People Pocket Q, shown on the right, and found that it's well engineered. Prompter People also carry larger, very high-quality teleprompters that are $400 or more. Software. Many models of teleprompter come with their own brand of software, but you should be aware there are a lot of brands of teleprompter apps at a range of prices. Here's an entry point. If you want to try a free app where you can set in various speeds for scrolling, download and try the Parrot app. It works fine, and they won't try to sell you anything. If you want to have a teleprompter app that listens to your voice and tracks the text to your speaking speed, then PromptSmart Pro is a good choice. This costs $20. I'm using one right now. Be sure and read the instructions, like removing hidden formatting from the scripts. Normally, teleprompter text is white letters on a black background to minimize light entering the box. Here's what I look like while filming this. And now that I've learned camera, lighting, and teleprompter, my next steps will be editing. Now I'm going to tell you two special tricks for a Sony ZV-1. Even if you don't have this camera, it shows you some of the mechanics involved to help you solve your own problems. I have a Sony ZV-1 camera, which is a top-end video camera for recording as well as Zoom calls. However, there are two quirks. First, it doesn't have any filter ring. So if you use a system that hangs from the lens like the Parrot, you have to get this rack from a company called Came TV. The rack fastens on the camera's base, the camera's tripod mount, and holds a 52mm filter right in front of your Sony ZV-1 lens. That's where you'll be able to attach the Parrot or the Desview. It's $40, almost half as much as the teleprompter. The Sony ZV-1 also needs help to fit on a rack-mounted system. This camera's tripod mount is almost an inch to the left of the lens. So when you mount on the rail behind a rack-based system, the camera lens isn't in the middle of the light box. On Amazon, I found a $12 rack or rail called a macro rail. I mount this perpendicularly to the system, and it lets me shift the camera left and right to center the lens properly. What not to do? There are devices that hold a phone on your camera using a hot shoe mount. This sounds like a good idea and only costs $15, but I tried it and it was obvious my eyes were looking several inches above the camera and not near the camera lens. So this solution doesn't work that well, which is why you don't hear much about it. That's the story. I want to do more 2 or 3 minute videos for my consulting business. And I think that, with practice, a teleprompter will help me nail the story and deliver all the facts concisely without taking too long to film. That's what I've learned so far. Thanks for listening.